Welcome back to another Ab Nation Live Tonight show with the hockey coach, local franchise directly for the beautiful country of Thailand on the great Tuesday night for you guys, April 11 and 2023 is about at 9 o'clock p.m. For you guys here, it's a Wednesday morning, April 12. A really great morning here and ready to rock and roll this show tonight because tonight we're going to talk about the Montreal Canadiens. And what do you have a menu coach tonight? But tonight, guys, I want to talk about the untouchable player for the Montreal Canadiens. Who are they? Who do you consider right now the Montreal cannot trade and they keep them for the future of the Montreal Canadiens? Which one are they? That's what we're going to talk about this tonight at the Ab Daily News, at the Ab Nation Tonight show. We have a couple of questions tonight. I did a Daily News today, Ab Daily News, and I talk about the fact that Zuski and Zuski for the trade. I'm going to talk about this a bit later. I'm going to be interested to hear a little bit more about what you think about my proposal. And we're going to fly this, talking about a little bit more about what's going on around the league. We know Montreal Canadiens have not many things going on. They're going to play tomorrow night again in New York Islanders, following by the back at home again at Boston Bruins. That will be the end of the season. They already check out. If you look about the body language, you can see what's going on. They already check out the Montreal Canadiens. The only thing we wish as hockey fans for the Montreal Canadiens, your Bleu Blanc Rouge team, we want to be sure they don't win the next two games. I know it's not fun to see that, to say that, and it's not fun to hear that, but that's the reality. We want the Montreal at least finish at the bottom five, and unfortunately they missed their target because as a hockey fans, I was targeting to put them number 29, and hopefully they're going to be at the bottom four. But again, for the second year, it is what it is for them. 10 game of the program tonight in the NHL. Really surprised couple of games, but a really important game has some kind of impact on the standing, whatever for the position of the top of the division, or maybe a wild card spot whatsoever happening. The Devils right now are winning 3-1 against the Buffalo Sabres. With the last night, the Buffalo Sabres going to be almost eliminated. The Blue Jackets losing 3-2 against the Flyers. The Hurricane winning finally. Again, the Detroit Red Wings 3-1. The Toronto Maple Leafs take the lead. This is a game to watch, honestly. I watched this first two periods. This is a playoff game tonight. A lot of pushing between each other. Maroon against Shane. You can O'Reilly with Belmar. And you have Perry with Bonding. And I can go all the way like that. But again, Toronto find a way to take the lead. After 40 minutes, 3-2. The Boston Bruins tried to get the 133 points tonight. If they get a W, they're going to become the first team and to get the highest number of the point in one season, and to pass the Montreal Canadiens at 132. The Chicago Blackhawks, guys, are winning right now 1-0 against the Pittsburgh Penguins after 40 minutes. I'm going to repeat that one over there. The Chicago Blackhawks are winning 1-0 against the Pittsburgh Penguins. The Chicago Blackhawks won last week against the Winnipeg Jets. The Chicago Blackhawks are battle for the corner battle, and they try to win those games. Unbelievable. And the Pittsburgh Penguins cannot score any goal. This is really alarming to see that team. The Winnipeg Jets take the lead 2-0 against Minnesota Wild after 20 minutes. We have again three more games after that. And then remember, guys, at 9 o'clock, 9:30 tonight, the big game between Edmonton Oilers against the Colorado Avalanche. Both teams need that W. One for the Edmonton to reach the Vegas Golden Knights, and the Colorado to secure the first position and the Central Division. The Kraken play the Golden Knights. Very important game for both of them because Kraken tried to pass the Los Angeles Kings on the third position of the Pacific Division, and the Golden Knights tried to win to secure the first position and the Pacific Division. So you can see, guys, 7 games of the team have an impact measure or an impact on the standing or whatever you want to call this. So that's what we got tonight in NHL around the league. Then tomorrow night, only 3 games. One of them is Montreal play against the New York Islanders, and they're going to play a back-to-back game. So let's talk about the Montreal Canadiens tonight. But before that, we want to mention everybody, welcome to the show. Thanks for being out with us. This is the last show of the week for the Ab Nation Live show because we're going to be play-by-play tomorrow night, Thursday night. We are off Friday, and we have no game Saturday, so we take another day off, and then we'll be back at Ab Nation. Sunday night, guys, we're going to go with the review of the game of the season for the Montreal Canadiens. And then the morning, we do the HABS Brown Shoe Sunday Rendezvous. Will be the last show of the year. We're going to see again another review with a report card of different players for the Montreal Canadiens. So with Marco Larabie. So that's what we got on the week of the special. This is the new year here in Thailand. We create this as going to be April 13th to 15th. This is a time to celebrate here in Thailand. So that's the reason we take a couple of days off. That's going at the right time because the playoff going not start before the April 18th. So be ready to rock and roll the playoff like we do every single night for the first round. Few people in the house of Mr. Triple W is in the house. Rick Bengal is in the house from Halifax with Demetra. Welcome back, both of you. Thanks to be with the Hockey Nation Live show. He's the man, the moderator, Luciano Graziano. Always show up, guys. Luciano has been there for the beginning of the season, number 3 of the Hockey Nation Live show. We want to thank you so much, Luciano, to be a part, a big supporter of the volunteering, first of all, the moderator. But of course, the fact you come here every single time we turn on the switch, unbelievable, Luciano. We want to thank you so much. We're really grateful and thankful for what you accomplish here. And with other member of the team moderator, the Hockey Nation Live show, Danny T as a captain, Ron with King, and of course, our best friend, Jose Duarte, with NRTAP. So that's what we want to thank each one of you guys. So Willie Snyder knocked the door earlier tonight. Willie, welcome back. From Ottawa, Mr. Claude Richard is in the house. Welcome back, Claude. Renaud. We miss you, Renaud. Hopefully, Renaud, you didn't have no problem with your power or during the storm. Glad to see you aboard. We miss you. I know, Renaud, you're busy. You cannot come every time. But Renaud was really a regular last year with many questions. And that keep the chat really fun to talk about, and he gave a lot of great questions and great comments. Why would Tampa give up so many draft picks for Tanner Jeannot when he has only had 5 goals with 15 points, and does he resign with them? First of all, yes, you're going to resign with them. He's a RFA, Renault, so he's not going nowhere. Now, consider that one over there. They gave him only a first-round pick. Then after that, the second, third, fourth, fifth, 5, right? But imagine this, Renault. How many of them are going to play in NHL? If you think about that, how many players in NHL guys draft number 29, 30, 31, 32, and the first one make the NHL or have great career in NHL? Go with the second round pick. So when we do the NHL draft, we always put a value on each pick. So I would say to you, let's start in with the number the first overall. We'll give them the value number 100, example. The number 2 is 99. Number 8, you can go all the way like that, right? So what you try to accomplish is the value of the draft pick of the 32 could be, example, 68, right? But the 68 draft value of the NHL, maybe you have a chance to make the NHL. Maybe it's going to be a 4-line or whatever. Compared to Jeannot, what he bring on the table, very physical, and not many players can play at the level he play. Not only his offensive side of the game, Renault, but what he bring is the physicality, the forechecking guy. He can fight. He can put your life very miserable when he's on the ice. And that's the kind of player they're looking for. Many teams in NHL, and that's what he is. Jeannot at young age, he played only 1 year, second year this year at full time. So this was a great pick for the Tampa Bay Lightning. And in return, they gave only Carl Foote, if I can recall it, and then they gave a 5-round pick. But again, not consider this like if it was a first-round pick, like the one I said to you, Jacob Chikron got traded for the first-round pick. This is not good for Ottawa Senators. They could select right now. They're not going to make the playoff. Pick number 14. Now, Arizona guys going to get the top 6 of the draft rate. They have another 14. This is really good pick for the Arizona Coyotes. The trade they get for Chikron. A lot of people did not pay a lot in return. But imagine that now. They got a first-round pick at the top 15 versus if you get Chikron to the Lesson Kings, they get a pick number 28. The chance the number 44, the 14 pick players are going to have better chance compared to one at 28, 29. This is all the value when you consider a trade to put this in consideration when you make a trade. Hopefully, Renaud, this answer to you about that. Willie Snyder, welcome back in the house. RG Calabo with all the update he gave to us. RG, welcome back. It's another great. Go Big Como. Rick Bengal, he followed the QM with all the playoffs going on, and he said, "Chad, unfortunately for Connor Bedard, the season is over. Lost again, number 7 yesterday. Guys, he has 20 points and 7 games, 10 goals, 10 assists. He delivered everything he can. Not good enough for the team to make the second round, but unfortunately, no Connor Bedard on the Memorial Cup. I feel bad about that, but this is the end for Bedard. Can he join Team Canada for the World Championship? And Tampere and Finland? In May? I don't know. I'll just share this with you. Do you think he should go there? I don't think so, because the NHL draft will not get hurt. I think it will be not the right move to do that. Luciano, playoff implication for Penguin, and if you're losing to Chicago at home at Pathetic, yes, that loss that gave the Panthers to make the playoff at the same time. Toronto 3-2 after 40. Giving the huge old predator got for Jeannot is a certain Josh Anderson and Manson Allen would fetch more. Not really. You consider for me, Jeannot is bring more on the table compared to Edmondson, Jake Allen. Honestly, guy, Edmondson right now is maybe a 3rd round pick max you can get. Jake Allen, it could be max a 2nd round pick in return. And then finally for Josh Anderson, you can get a little bit more, but I don't expect to be a 1st round pick low. So unfortunately, it's not the way it is. We think about that, Renaud. Because Jeannot, like I said, he bring more on the table compared to all 3 players. You just mentioned about that. Go Wildcard, Claude Richard. Go Dragger for Rick. Here we go. Gary Cournoyer knocked the door. Welcome back. Ren Rabinoff, another great show up every time we talk about Montreal Canadiens. And Rabinoff, thanks so much to be with us. Co-host of the warm-up show and the HABS Nation Live Tonight show every Sunday night. Mr. Enartap is in the house tonight. Here we go. Let's talk about the Pittsburgh Penguins. I think they're going to respond at the 3rd period, but still not good for what we see about that. Thanks so much, RG, about that. I'm going to 7-5 and then tonight, Mr. The warm-up show. Thanks so much, Willie, about the Colorado Avalanche. Again, the Colorado Avalanche are 6-0-0 against the Edmonton Oilers at home. So really big game for both teams tonight. Don't forget the Q and funny question. Thanks so much. Busy day. I need a beer. Cheer, Gary. And I'm going to share with my beer. LH is in the house. Until we are a container LH. A great point to talk about this. We'll definitely talk about this next couple of minutes. LH, welcome back, by the way. Thanks to be with the Hockey Nation Live show. Don't forget to click on the likes. Trade alert question. Arizona win the 1st overall. They trade Austin Matthews and Willie Nylander to the Arizona for the 1st round pick. Good trade or bad trade? This is a bad trade. We're going to talk about the Montreal Canadiens on that one. It was one of my on my Daily News today, guys. I make a note that kind of trade like that. I trade Nick Suzuki and Cole Caulfield to the team select or have a 1st round overall pick. I'm talking about Connor Bedard. I would say to you is a bad team, a bad trade, because Matthews bring to you is already a super franchise plus, and now you get a Bedard in return, and then you give another scorer of 40 goals for the 35 goals. So on that one, I would be a bad trade for the Toronto Maple Leafs if it was the case. Roger Delaney is in the house. Welcome back, Roger. Thanks to be with the Hockey Nation Live show. Nicolas de Gauby-Bonneau, directement de la belle province de Québec, is in the house. Welcome back, Nicolas. And then we have the Danny T is in the house, the captain of the team modérateur. Welcome back, Danny. Apparemment, l'année va mettre des matchs de la Global Series en Australie Ils vont en mettre en Éthiopie tant qu'à faire. Ouais, des essais des essais, Nicolas, de populaire de hockey around the globe. So that's the raison pourquoi ils font ça, Nicolas. Des joueurs de l'Australie, Austria maintenant dans la Ligue nationale. New Jersey 4-1 RG against the Buffalo Sabres. That's great to hear that. Not sure have any untouchable player as anyone maybe trade for the right return. Thanks so much, and Rabinov. I'm going to talk a little bit more about the next couple of minutes. Bye-bye, Sabres, Luciano. Columbus 3-3, tied the game against the Flyers. Columbus should not win those games, but interesting to see that. And at that goal, just go 2-0 again the Minnesota Wild. 3-5 plus can make it, Renault. And then we have Renault top 10 protect at 2025 pick. 8 likes. Thanks so much for the likes. Not many likes tonight at the show. Ottawa would be okay, just need a coach who can guide them into the right direction, Luciano. I think for me, Ottawa need more. I think they need a goalie, and I think they need a defenseman over there. I think DJ is a pretty good coach. Honestly, the problem they got is what they do every year. The performance, the goaltender. I think they make a mistake to trade Gustafsson for Greg Anderson. I think Pierre Dorion have to look about that. They made that trade for Chekron a little bit too late. I think they should trade him earlier. But again, there's going to be a machine in the next 2 years if they can add a goaltender next season and to add that team and then go from there. But I think Ottawa is getting better and better now with Chekron. And when you're going to get Josh Norris back in the lineup, be careful because Ottawa, if they can keep the brain cat, that will be the big question this summer. The brain cat, what we do with the brain cat? So be something you have to follow up. You can sell a dark or to build a new arena. After that, try to get to everything all this. See if I wanted to get Jerry game, let me know. There we go. Go back there. There go. One building, a team, you cannot trade your top asset. The rebuild will never end for Gary Cournoyer. This bit was hired as a bargain basement coach. Melnick was a really cheap skate. But what happening at that moment, and you may be right when you said that way, it was the time with the Ottawa's rebuilding. It's a little bit like Luke Richardson, right? He got hired by the Chicago Blackhawks. I would say to you, Dallin Higgins in Anaheim, that's under the one. I can go all the way like that, honestly, for Fontaine when they use that way. So, yeah, you're absolutely right about that. Crosby would definitely respond at the end of the season when the media did influence the management to sign Malkin. But I would say to you, with all the respect, Luciano, I think if one player have an amazing, great year, guys, it's Crosby. Malkin have a great year. I think the problem in Pittsburgh is only the problem is what they did, the management. I don't think so. It's the problem is the players. You talk about a player, Crosby, guys, has this season at 37 years old, I believe he is, or 36. He is 35 years old, turned 36 this year, guys. He had 91 points and 80 games. He delivered, Crosby delivered the merchandise all the way. 91 points for a guy 35 with 33 goals, guys. This is crazy if you think about that. If you think about that one there, Malkin play, and then Malkin and him play 80 games. They have no injury. Malkin have 82 points, guys, and 80 games. He delivered the merchandise, 1 point guy per game for 36 years old. He's going to be 37 this summer. So you cannot blame the Malkin and the Crosby on the Pittsburgh Penguins. What you have to blame is really the team management, where they trade Jeff Petrie and they let go Mike Madison. They trade John Marino for Ty Smith. Smith playing American Hockey League. If you consider that, and what a very bad performance of the goaltender at Pittsburgh, Jarry and the Smith. So, and did not do anything about that. So if you think about what they accomplished, I think my problem in Pittsburgh is really the management, and then after that, obviously the bad performance of the goaltender. Otherwise, the gun the big gun of the Pittsburgh did well. Crosby, Malkin, Letank, obviously, who got hurt, but still have what, 8 goal, 9 goal, Malkin, Letank. So we have to put this all together. Oh my God, Colton got hurt right now. I don't know what happened to Colton right there, but would be interesting to see that. Wow. This guy is the beginning of this interesting playoff between Tampa Bay and Toronto Maple Leaf. Would be interesting what we see that one. It was a check by the hip. Anyhow, love Crosby, but I would tell him to stay out of the business. Crosby should be consulted on all the Penguins and the trade. The real question is, would a team ready to select better want to trade the pick for Caulfield is key? Well, it was not a question, guys. The question was, do you think the Montreal Canadiens, if they have on the table an offer to get Connor Bedard, you willing to trade Nick Suzuki and Cole Caulfield? This is what the question is. We know at 99.9% no team we're going to ask Montreal Canadiens, Nick Suzuki, and Cole Caulfield. It's not good enough for Connor Bedard. So it's not going to happen. So the question is really, if you are the manager of the Montreal Canadiens and they call you and they ask you, would you trade Nick Suzuki and Cole Caulfield for Connor Bedard? That's the reason about that. Now, we know it's not going to happen. We know Arizona is not going to do that. What any other team get Connor Bedard first overall pick? But it was just a question targeting that way over there, because many fans are not sure. You have other fans say yes. I'm the one I would say yes tomorrow morning. I would trade right away Cole Caulfield and Nick Suzuki, because both of them are not super franchise players. They are not at the same level like Connor McDavid. They are not the same level like Sidney Crosby. They are not the same level like Nathan McKinnon. Are not the same level Austin Matthews. And I can go. They are not the same level like Vasilevsky, example. And they are not. They are great hockey players. But they are not that kind of player we're looking for. I don't think so. Caulfield is going to have better number and Mika Rantanen, example. I don't think Cole Caulfield is going to be a guy who's going to score 50 goals regularly, and then he's going to get the 45 goals plus to get 95 point, 100 point with Montreal Canadiens. I don't see that right now. Could this 1 year. But again, DeBrincat is not a super edit player. So you put all this together. That's the reason we said that I would trade Nick Suzuki and Cole Caulfield. Any team, guys, any team don't have a super franchise players. Any team. And any team, look all the way. Take the Stanley Cup winner last year, the Tampa Bay Lightning, and go all the way in 1918. All the way. Take each winner of the Stanley Cup. And look who they have in the lineup. They don't have average players, or they don't have a great hockey player. They have at least one super player. One of them. Now, so, oh yeah, but that team in 2019 or 2016, the St. Louis Blues don't have. You're right. There are always an exception in everything. You always to bring me something about them, something. Well, but this is not happening. You're absolutely right. But at the end of the day, 95% is proved by searching, right? A team have a super players are going to bring you team many times, or they will have better chance to bring your team at the final Stanley Cup. Compare, people say, oh, it's the third line, the fourth line. Yes, it's the support players. But the support player does not carry you all the way to the final Stanley Cup. They help. They provide you, again, other teams don't have. Absolutely right. But at the end of the day, that's not that team, and that line is going to give you everything every night for the game number one and the playoff until to the end. That's for me. If you don't have those kind of players, it's obviously you're not going to win anything. The chance is rare, in my opinion. And right now, Montreal don't have any kind of player like that. Jeremy N. I hope you're doing good. Jeremy, and welcome back in the house. Moncton win tonight is a lot of cap space in our tap. Buffalo 2, Devils 4. Thanks so much. Better will make any team much better. All due respect to Ski Caulfield, they don't do that. But that's the point. That's exactly what I always said about this. You nail it, and Rabinoff. That's exactly happened for that. Budenberg go Toronto tonight. Jeremy and Toronto have a good season also. I think you talk about Renaud Tavares. He's always have a great year, Tavares, for sure. Thanks for the update, Rick. Renaud, yep, got it. 3-2 Toronto. Thanks so much. Beat Tampa, s'il vous plaît. Remy, why would you want to trade Matthews? Is only 25 and none other for Bedard. Matthews is already generational plus. Yeah, absolutely. Robert Laving about that one over there. I agree with you. I would not go that trade over there. I would be curious, Robert, to tell me what you think about Ski Caulfield for Bedard. Montreal problem is not Caulfield, it's Ski, but all the players on the team injured or underperforming. Ski top point 2 straight year, and Caulfield top scorer, even game missing, with game miss. Again, we don't said, and I want to be sure it's clear, right? We don't said they are a problem. I don't said they are not performing. We don't say anything like that. They are great hockey players. Great, both of them are great hockey players. We just said a proposal. If you have an offer that way, would you trade Bedard for Nick Suzuki or with Cole Caulfield? This was the question behind that. Is nothing against Nick Suzuki, where for the first time he beat his record 64 point, I think he is right now, and then Caulfield have 26 goals this year. Nothing against them at all. It's just to give you a proposal to have a conversation for that one over there. Montreal need another Gala of Lafleur. Yes, Baxton, I think you're absolute about that one. Lee would catch up a break with all the team injury, but it went now in our tap. 3-2 now, the Boston Bruins with 12-43. Why trade for both for Bedard? Hope it did not happen. Jeremy and okay, how about this trade alert question? Arizona won first of all. They trade Austin Matthews and winning another on the first round. Good trade, bad trade. Me, I'll be bad trade. When Fleury left Pittsburgh, lost a bit of their soul. I think they win the following year after that without him. Look, but you're right about that. I think, sometimes, guys, it's not always the players you watch on the ice all the time, right? We watch performing players on the TV and everything like that, but you have other players respond behind that. Where I would say to you guys that when they respond is who they act, their behavior, like Cole Caulfield. Whenever you have Cole Caulfield, right? He bring energy, he bring enthusiasm, he bring fun. He's always blah, 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 talk, 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 talk. And the people, you have a great time with him. That's what he bring on the locker room. Fleury has a great personality as a teammate. He make a lot of joke. He make all the kind of stuff like that. And the player love him. He have a really good charisma around him. That's what Fleury is. So look, talk about his soul. Completely agree with him. Not many have those kind of the charisma or those kind of personality. Not everyone. You can, some of team have those kind of players, but not all the team have. Of course, you're always a player left and right, but the way he play, the way he is Fleury, not many have those. I think, look, you nail it on that one for sure. I will not trade Nick Baxter. And again, guys, I have nothing again. This is Suzuki. I like him. I like Cole Caulfield. I'm nothing. This is a question we just ask. Bedard cannot win the cup by himself. A team at 12 forward and 6 defensemen, 2 goalies. You're absolutely right about this, Gary. But which team, Gary? Give me 10 team. I will give you 10 team. All right, 10. Not only 1 or 2, you're going to find them. 10 team winner of the Stanley Cup. All right? Until 1950. All right, let's go until 1950. Give me 10 game. 5. Let's go 5. Team win the Stanley Cup without a super elite player, a franchise players. You're not going to find it. Now, if you think you, Gary, or any other people think Nick Ski is The Toronto score, guys, 4-2. Unbelievable. And on that one, if you think Nick Suzuki is a super franchise player, or Cole Caulfield is, I'm all in with you. But until Montreal Canadiens cannot find a player like that, like I mentioned earlier, I don't see. Yes, it's a team concept. Yes, it is all. But Gary, it takes a player, an elite player, to carry on you all the way to the end. How many teams win the Stanley Cup, guys, with only team with 80 points and less in their lineup? How many teams win the Stanley Cup with no goal scorer more at 35 goals per year? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. You need an excellent goaltender. You need to be sure you have a super franchise player. Could be the goalie, could be a defenseman, it could be a forward. But until you don't get it, you don't have it. But how can I make the team alone? Any player in any sport win the championship. It's who do you surround themselves around them. But if you don't have that kind of players, the chance to win the Stanley Cup is really not there. On my own opinion, the Pittsburgh Penguins finally score. Oh, Malkin score 27 on the year power play goal at 1-1. About that, Luc Tomac, tonight topic is for you. What is Caulfield become a steady goalie for the yes, WHL again? Triple W, you're absolutely right. If he become a 40 goal scorer, yes, it is. For sure. I would not want to try to call that we start with this guy, and I will show unsurmountable amount of confidence on both players that refuse. You need to build around him. I will say to you, Robert, why not to build a better and Mitch Carve my team next season? I trade Nick Suzuki, I trade Cole Caulfield for 3 right now. All right? And then I get better, and I draft Mitch Carve, my pick number 5, and now I build my team with not 1, but 2 super franchise players. Now, if Montreal Canadiens select Mitch Carve this summer, this is another conversation. Of course, it is. But I can understand your point of view, and it's really respectful to understand you guys. You like Cole Caulfield, Nick Suzuki, and you know what? I will say to you, I like both of them. Every time I cheer for them, no problem. But if I have a choice, it could be better. It could be any other players where you feel like you're going to be a super franchise players. That's the only thing about that. 4-2 Boston Bruins. Let's end discussion. No, Jim would meet Mike a little bit better. On a good team, Suzuki would have 80 points at least. Yep, c'est sûr, Robert, just 2 blah. How about Rocket Richard? I was first player with a date when you start what only 50 game. What Baxter, the Rocket Richard, what a great player it was. And as I say about the Strat Lottery, it's May 8th, and we go from there. About a team with franchise player does not necessarily relate to the Stanley Cup. Dion McDavid. Again, and our tap. Tampa Bay, Vasilevsky. He's a super franchise player. He is. Let's go back Pittsburgh. Crosby. You can go back to Chicago. Patrick Kane. Go back Detroit. Steve Yzerman. Nicholas Langstrom. Montreal Canadiens. They've been the same way. The Islanders been the same way. The Oilers Edmonton. They've been with Gretzky. The New Jersey Devils. They've been with Martin Brodeur. Every year, every time, a super franchise player bring you all the way. It's not going to be every one of them. What I said is one team win the Stanley Cup or to make the final 4 of the Stanley Cup, one of them are going to have at least one super franchise player. Without those kind of players, they're not winning the Stanley Cup. This is what I try to explain for each one of you. Yes, many of them never win the Stanley Cup. I understand that. And it's not for everybody. I understand that. Can build a champion team around 1-2 franchise player, but it's much harder if the franchise player is the core. No, I will not do that. Hello, Alan Barnes is asked, what's the purpose behind the question? Order can make people talk, Luc Lafortune. But the question behind it, Luc, is right there. There you go. You want to know, Luc? Is Do you have enough confidence to win the Stanley Cup, look, without super franchise player? This is the purpose of the question. Now, we can do blah, 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 blah all night long. Of course, we can talk about Peseta if you want to. Not a problem with me. Would you consider Peseta to be a part of your Stanley Cup winning championship in 29 on 2031? Do you really believe Michael Peseta is a key element important for the Montreal Canadiens? I don't know. If you want to talk about this, look, or any other subject you want to bring on the table, ask a question. We're going to talk about your discussion, about your question, and then we can go from there. Not a problem with that part. Why trade Matthews is why $11.5 million on cap, you need to resign him. You bring back out a 3 years old chip play. You are bringing him into an already built team. About that, Rick, you're right and wrong at the same time. When I said that is because now you bring a player with no experience in NHL. It would take him at least 2-3 years to become a professional hockey player. And obviously, you're going to get more from Matthews the first 3-4 years of better in NHL before he becomes that kind of player. So that would be the only one I would say to you about that. Buffalo Sabre 2, Devil 6. A nice score. Here we go. Nice score. First goal in NHL. Congratulations for him for that. Zuski, you don't trade. His contract is a bargain. If you get Caulfield at the same price, cost certainly. Rick, it's funny, elite, Gary. Yes, Atom Fantasy considered as a super elite. Rick, they are already making the playoff. If I like the correction, it's about to go further. Coach, we have to know elite prospect with who we have no elite prospect. Elite, yes. Super elite, no. On my opinion, Gary, right now. I don't see that right now, Gary, without, at least if you have someone, let me know about that. The only closest one could become a super elite plus in NHL is maybe Cole Caulfield, in my opinion. That's the only one, if you said, okay, name me one plus could become a super elite plus in NHL. And for the Montreal Canadiens, the only one I see right now is Cole Caulfield. I don't see anybody else right now for the Montreal Canadiens. Great player, right? Roger said Zuki 80 points. I agree with him. He could reach that kind of level. But the one I really believe could become that kind of super elite if he continues to growing and the play development the right way. Can he get the 4 or 5 years of 40 goals and more? First up, bonsoir, Steve G is in the house. Montreal, Toronto, Chicago, Detroit, and Boston. Is there an elite player and a jersey? Yes, Jack Hughes. Look, Jack Hughes is a super elite player franchise, on my opinion. First of all, pick. Already 44 point right now, 44 goal this year. I think he's close to get that 100 point, in my opinion. So for me, Jack Hughes is one of them. Let's go to give you exactly what a Jack Hughes he has. 96 points before the game start tonight. 42 goals, 54. He's only 5'11". He is only 21 years old. This I consider at 21 years old, a 96 point. Nixky at 23 years old, 61 points, 61 points, 64 points. So, in my opinion, Jack Hughes for the New Jersey is a super elite player about that one. Because how many Stanley Cup did McDavid bring to Edmonton Oilers? Again, guys. All right. I will repeat again what I said. A super elite player make your team better. It bring your team to try to go all the way to the Stanley Cup. That's what a super elite player bring on your table. If you don't have those kind of player, the chance to make it not going to happening. Now, if everybody win the Stanley Cup, no, it will never happen. Some of them never going to happen. But if you don't have Zeph, any super elite players, right? The chance to win or to participate to the Stanley Cup is rare. Montreal did it 3 years ago. But they have Carey Price. The only reason they made the playoff is because the Carey Price carry on the team. Carey Price considered one of the best goaltenders in the world at some points during his career. That's a super elite players. That's how it is. Again, I never said the super elite players are going to be sure you're going to win the Stanley Cup. I will repeat again. Now, helping the chance, 90% A plus, have to bring that team all the way to the end, with or without winning the Stanley Cup. And yes, it takes time to win, to go through the first round, second round, third round, everything. It takes time. And some of them maybe never going to win the Stanley Cup. But the chance to go all the way, it's when you have a super franchise player in your organization to go there. Without this, it's harder. It's better you have two, by the way. Malcolm Crosby, Vasilevsky, Stamkos. You can consider Edmund that level too, right? I just said Malcolm Crosby, Jonathan Toews, Patrick Kane, Langstrom, Yzerman. That's sure. I can go all the way like that. Sokolsky is a garbage. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think you're here for me to say that. Sokolsky, we're going to prove it the next 4 or 5 years. My expectation for Sokolsky, in my opinion, is going to be a guy can score about 25 goals, 30 goals max per year, 60 points, 70 points. Now, he can develop. He wants to become the next Matthew Tkachuk in NHL, for what we heard yesterday. But again, I don't expect him to be a super franchise player, Gary, about that one there. As we go, Zev is here. Is Hudson a garbage? No. Hudson, for me, he could become a second pairing in NHL. He could become a good hockey player, but not a super franchise player for look at Lane Hudson. You have to see this, because some people consider, but he's not a Kel McCarr. He's not Adam Fox, in my opinion. He's not going to be a Brian Leach, in my opinion, but he could be a good hockey player. He could be a Quinn Hughes. Can Quinn Hughes is super elite players? I don't think so. He's a super elite franchise player. Quinn Hughes. He's a good player, but not a super franchise. We talk about guys, the exception. We don't talk guys, the player of great. We talked about the exception players. The one they dominate, the one are at the next level, and not many can reach that one. The guy can play 40 goals, 50 goals per year. He can have 100 points per year, the 95 points per year. The one carrying the team on his shoulder, on the four and on different ways. That's what I'm talking about. There are only one elite player in this league. There are only one elite player in this league. I don't think the Blues have the super scan where they won the cup. You're absolutely right, Zeph, about that one over there. And again, like maybe Zeph, you was not there at the beginning. I said, always have an exception of the rules. You always find something contrary what people said. That's just normal. But how many of them, Zeph, won the Stanley Cup? Many teams won the Stanley Cup without super elite or with the super elite. This is the question about that one over there. The Tampa Bay tried to tie the game with 157 4-3 Toronto Maple Leafs, by the way. Columbus 3-3 overtime. Sound good, coach, but mixed club is a big gamble with the Russia issue. Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, coach, is a slippery slope there with a superstar, with a sorry cap. Absolutely. But it was different where I look at when a cup, that's not possible anymore. Calabro, mon homme, Gary, the fact around Sokolsky is the worst performing number 1 overall pick in 26 years. I have a look at number, so he has a long way to go. And again, the Chicago guy gave the lead 2-1 against the Pittsburgh Penguins, by the way. But again, Sokolsky for me is a long process for me. Hello, coach. André Robert Drouin knocked the door. Pierre Martin knocked the door. Cole Caulfield and Ski make a great pair like Batman and Robin. Yeah, so right about that one over there. Look. Tommy Jerry, look. You are, who is the Batman? Who is the Robin? No guarantee, but we make it in the NHL. CG, at least you know what you have with Ski Caulfield. Big message, straight them away. All right. Jimmy, I call how many Stanley Cup does Austin Matthews and Connor McDavid have between them? Both of them are very lit star player. Yeah, I'm sorry, Jimmy. How many cup have Vasilevsky, Jimmy? How many cup have Crosby, Jimmy? How many cup have Wayne Gretzky, Jimmy? How many cup have Guy Lafleur, Jimmy? How many cup have Mike Bossy, Jimmy? How many cup have Steve Eiserman, Jimmy? How many cup have Patrick Kane, Jimmy? How many cup have Anzi Computer, Jimmy? How many cup have Martin Brodeur, Jimmy? How many cup have like Phyllis Pusto? And I can go all the way like that. You're going to find always something you're going to tell coach they never win the Stanley Cup. Yep, so right. But again, tell me 3-1 guys Chicago against Pittsburgh Penguins. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The Fleur Panthers is going to make the playoff tonight. Unbelievable. What about Yari Prov? I'm pretty sure is a worse performing about that. Dan Asham is in the house. You're absolutely right about this. Winnipeg winning 2-0 tonight. Look at the number. Each player only was Joe Dorton. I understand what you mean. Coach, triple play. 16. Yagusa have never have another. First Peza is a Fleur players. Andre Yabet was not very good. Ismail can get their hands on a good cook keeper, not necessarily an elite, but someone can stop puck when they need. Wokolski and Dak, you have a winning combination. Would you say that the New Jersey need a franchise player to win the cup? No, I don't say that. Look, I just said the New Jersey have one franchise. I don't think Montreal have service your team 19 beside particular way. That's the point. That's the point right there, Baxter. You need one goaler. You want one player. I don't say you need 3 or 4 of them. Only one. How in about doing? Then it's all about balance. Look at Watson. Okay, coach. Matthews scored 35 goals this year, first year. It's possible that all goes the same. Matthews get great performance here. Did we see that coming? I don't know. I just still Rick. I think I would keep Matthews at that moment. When the spare is in, all the team need to draft a number 1 overall. Exactly. About this, elite. Use elite. Look, he's not agree with me because Jack Hughes is not an elite player. So we don't have to trade nobody. We may get lucky enough and get the first round pick. The team need 2 more a year to trading and picking before we see a complete for the team. Just because they will still be learning, but it will be much better team. Would be a Sunmaker about that one over there. Like my was Sakoski would be a Sunmaker, and I believe on him like Martin St. Louis, Gary Cournoyer. Again. We don't say Sakoski. In my opinion, Sakoski could become a good hockey player in the NHL. But I don't see him like a super elite. Matthew Tkachuk is a super elite player, by the way. Never win anything, but he's doing. It was since goals for the 48. Wait, medal to Sakoski. Coach, you already lose on the super elite player are there 4 or 5 maybe. Steve, how many spare elite do you consider Steve Nathan McKinnon a spare elite player, Steve? Do you consider Austin Matthews a spare elite player? Do you consider McDavid one? Yes. Crosby, he was one of them. A spare elite player guy is a guy carrying the team or he make a big fan of the team. That's what you can see that. The Toronto Maple Leafs are going to beat tonight the Tampa Bay Lightning for the score 4-3 guys. Unbelievable performance of the Justin Holl. If you said Toronto have no goaltender, they have a lot now. They have Holl, they have Samsonov, Woll, and that's the W tonight. The Toronto beat the Tampa Bay at home. This will be very interesting playoff series round number 1. So that was in 26 years. Look every year. There you go. Sakoski would be a beast in 2-3 years. You need to develop the right instant grow his confidence. Absolutely right about this. I want you to think it will have Connor and Nick and the Cole. Columbus 3-4-3 Flyers win tonight. How did you play do in the first 4 years? I still think Cole would be our franchise players. I could be wrong, and maybe you see some things, Frank. I do that. But no, Robert, I don't see any fun like you see a Caulfield. Like I said, if someone can do that, it's really Cole Caulfield. That's a passer. I get that. Nabernov, all I'm doing is turning effect. That's it. All about that. Bruins 5-2. At one time, Montreal have 8 player on every line, and they won the cup for years. But now it's not possible because the cost elite players. Yeah, I'm sorry about this. 2-1 Chicago. Unbelievable. Bisbee had to win tonight to get Fleur back to 9 in the least. Yep, so right, but then they're losing 3-1. Unbelievable. And that W Chicago lose the first round pick, by the way. About that, I think the Stanley Cup will be between Boston and Edmonton. What do you think, Coach? There are two teams could make it at the end of the night. Not guaranteed going to make it. I still believe Boston could make it. Edmonton, the road is not easy there. And any team in Western Conference, guys, the road is not easy. You can say, oh, Winnipeg, Vegas, not going to be easy for Vegas. You can say Minnesota, Dallas, not going to be easy for them. You can go with Colorado, Seattle, or Colorado, Los Angeles King. The only thing I think the team play against the Seattle Kraken are going to be the easy first round. I think Kraken is a good team, but to see them performing like 7 game or 6 game in the playoff, I don't see that yet. Could be wrong, but it's not going to be easy. So it's wide open in the Western Conference, in my opinion. Then build the future, Zep. Let's be patient. Yeah, absolutely about this one over there. Do you think the Boston is going to win the cup? In my opinion, right now, I have to put them favorite. They prove it on the big day one, and they continue to do it all the way. And that would be maybe my winner. I understand not many teams win the President Trophy, win the Stanley Cup. But right now, they have everything. The goaltender, the defenseman, the player. The only thing can happen is injuries. And they do this without Taylor Hall right now. And it's just unbelievable, the team they have right now. I don't see anyone. But again, it's a playoff, and everything could happen in the playoff. Everybody start the playoff with 0 W, and that's happening there. 5-2 tonight. There we go. I don't follow you. Yes, it was a take a bit. I agree. So we need to build a team, and we have some that would. Personally, on the Untouchables course, François Pitt, imagine, Luc said, imagine Bedard and Anaheim who he played with. Look, Anaheim. Okay, let's start it with Zegras, first of all. Let's start after that, look with Mason McDavid. I don't know if you know him. McDavid. I think McDavid is pretty good at hockey team, hockey players. Look for the Anaheim Ducks, another great pick for them. Let's see what we got for you. Look, just give you maybe Mason, Zegras. I'll talk about of them. And then on the defenseman for the rookie guys, on that one, they have to go on that side. I'll give you some name right there. Nathan Gaucher for the Quebec Rambart was drafted by them. You have Jacob Perreault, drafted by them. Sasha Pastujov is another good pick for them for Anaheim Ducks. Then you have the brother of the. You have defenseman Pavel Mechtikov, OHL, if you want to see them, 19 years old. Owen Zellweger, Anaheim Ducks, played with Everett Silvertips. He was straight to the best team in the WHL. I forgot about him. Dyson Hans, Team Canada, he was drafted by the Anaheim Ducks. So you can see right away there, and they have a goaltender right there for them, Tostall, for Anaheim Ducks. So if you put this look all together, that'll give you an amazing, great team if you put Bedard and Anaheim Ducks, on my opinion. François Pétan, Blue Pressure is not one of them over again. Most of those names you mentioned also have a great goaltending. They have a great goaltender, Robert. You're absolutely right. He was one super franchise or a player very, very well. They are performing great for sure. That would cause that we are stuck with the team. Zeph, who are the elite player in the HABS in 1993? Patrick Roy, Gary. That would be my elite player for the Montreal Canadiens. Patrick Roy was super franchise players. 3-1 the Hawks with the salary cap. It's much harder to build a super team. Zeph, you nailed it. I agree with you. At least the situation with Bergeron and Gretzky. To keep this conflict is too much for them, so I would be a mistake to debate on your team. You're absolutely right about this. The Edmonton guy tied the game 1-1 against the Colorado Avalanche. We need a good Zeph. Thanks to Bergeron, the reason he will take more time. He has gambler, he almost pulled it off. Pierre Martin, how many 17 years old and the player have 10 points in 29 games? Sakoski. have 10 points, Sarkozy, Pierre Martin. Are you talking about this year, Pierre Martin, or are you talking about the year at any moment at 18 years old, Pierre Martin? If you can ask this question, we're going to answer to you. How many players at 18 years old have the 10 point and 29 game, Pierre? Martin is a 16.5 goal, 10 assists. About that one over there. Leave one, Danny would be happy. Can we still win the cup? Just have to have everyone play together and committed to the cause at the right time. I coach Cole is key. Don't look as good as Bedard is Smith, but I don't think anyone is going to trade Bedard. You're absolutely about this, Sean. I agree with you. Hi, coach. I totally agree with you because you need to super talent have a chance to sync up, but having a super elite player does not guarantee a sync up. Well said, Jimmy. All good with you. I agree with you about that one over there, like Zeph mentioned to us earlier. Gary, Montreal has a lot of elite player in 1990 team. Leave have 2 super elite, Manor and Matthews for that one. Zeph, watch you already win the playoffs. They have more goal scoring against them. McDavid is a super elite, no else for Luc Laverson. Coach, your point is well taken, but the way the league is improving over the last 15 years, it's just about a team having elite player, which team prove your point. Just about everything having elite players. Thank you so much. Sarkozy plus Zuski plus next first round pick for Bedard, maybe. François Pitre. They beat Tampa and 5, beat Boston. But Zuski plus Caulfield, no, for François Pitre. Mr. Stu isn't our coach. I agree. As generational players really make a big difference, but having quality mature players, Suzuki, Caulfield are necessary as well. Absolutely right about this, Roger. Again, you're absolutely right about this. We need those kind of players. So imagine, Roger, what you just said. Suzuki, Coley, and Caulfield. And imagine we have a super elite players like Mitch Carv. How will it be? If we have Mitch Carv at the NHL Draft 2023, bring on the Stanley Cup. Because now we have the super elite player. We have exactly what you said. The Cooley, the Suzuki, and the Caulfield. But that's the player I'm looking for. A Mitch Carv, a super elite with what you have. Kirby Duck is one of them. Of course, we have Mayu, Hudson. We can consider like that, right? We have Joshua Roy. But we need a super elite player like Mitch Carv. That's what we're looking for. Plus Safkowski between everything like that. So, yes, guys, I completely agree with you. Yes, I'm happy with what we have. Yes, but we need more. The Jets have elite players are going to nowhere, Gary Cournoyer. Guys, stop dreaming about better. It's only the 3 make it possible. Imagine Pens go out because they're losing against the Hawks. Wow, amazing. Imagine like Montreal beat the New York Canadiens tomorrow night. This is a great episode. I like the question, Robert, about that one there. Rick is probably in the answer. Abdel, Canada Avalanche style game tonight. There we go. Danny, coach, don't make me go live, Danny. I can make David. As I said, the only super elite player is my book. Steve J. McKinnon, McDavid, Ovechkin, Matthews, Kucherov, Vasilevsky, Pasternak, Draisaitl, the only super elite in my book. Steve, what about Jack Hughes? What about Jason Robinson? Yeah, I will have to think a little bit more deeper about that one there, Steve. But the list you mentioned are really legit. Makes sense. Like, is Colorado visit Boston for the cup? Take it or leave it. Boston. Not a bad choice, by the way, with Colorado, for sure. Pierre Martin, yeah, Rat Lover, Stu. Do you think the Avalanche have the chance to win the Stanley Cup? Yes, Dan. I think they have. Not going to be easy, but they have a really good chance to go all the way there with that. Now, Not be easy, for sure. McDavid is awesome. Rick Bengal, yes, he is. At least he's been honest too. He's been honest too. The old win the three. And I'm defense. And I'm look right now they are. But you talk about Zellweger. You talk about the other player I mentioned. I did not mention to you. Can I recall it? And I'm 4-1 guys for Chicago tonight. 4-1. Wow. Look, you make me back. Oh, Mensikov. Remember that name? Mantikov. Pavel Mantikov. Remember that one? Look, put this on your black book right now. It said coach said Pavel Mantikov. I need to remember his name with Olen Zellweger. Look. All of the team have elite player except the HABS. No, Gary, I never said that to you. All they have good players, like I mentioned. They have exception at the rules, Gary, where I said a team go all the way to the end, usually at the Stanley Cup, right? And not many say they win the Stanley Cup, they lose maybe at the Stanley Cup. Have always have a super elite player franchise. Most of them they get there, and they're not every team in Asia have a super elite players. I don't consider that one over there. I just said right now, Montreal don't have those kind of players, super elite at the same level like Ovechkin, Malkin, Crosby, Vasilevsky, like just Steve G mentioned about that one over there. In fact, going to play Moncton, go, here we go. The right has an open net, it still passes to the better option for the 1-0 Colorado. I put the right person, the Bruins, everything interesting. I got the chance over there. Amazing. Better or not Montreal would be on the good spot after the draft. We have a good talent pool, Francois Pitt. You're absolutely right about that one. We need to find another Markov to stabilize the defense and next on time. They are rare, like Markov, Andre, to say that. I still believe Madison, Coley, Hudson, and the next player they can add, a Rainbatcher or MEILLEUR, could stabilize that kind of the situation, Andre. But it's rare to find a guy like Markov that distribute the puck like he was unbelievable about that one over there. The Stanley Cup is more like the Memorial Cup nowadays. They build a team on the survey the only 1 year about that. That's a great point. Usually they make a big trade at the trade deadline. We finished last on the division last year. Again, this year, where do you see them finishing next season? Maybe again at the bottom. Claude. Why? Because Ottawa is going to be better. The Buffalo is already better. And then the Detroit already better. So Montreal are going to stuck in the 8th division. Now, I think Montreal are going to give a better hockey game. But I still believe they're going to be at the bottom. They are 2 years before they can compete with the rest of the division, in my opinion. But the time will tell us. But Claude, for me, I still believe they're going to be at the bottom 8, where hopefully they're going to be at the top 8 draft NHL next year. Again, one more time. The French Jared Denardet for 1 year. You're absolutely RG. Thanks so much for that. Do you think the Winnipeg Ice Jet have a good chance to win the Memorial Cup, coach? I don't see that. They have a really good team over there, Winnipeg Jet, like, with Benson, with Savoie, Kiki. They have a good team over there. But I believe right now, Dan, the Seattle Thunderbird and the WHL are really the good team. The Gatineau and the QM, I think they are the team out to beat. I think so, they are. And then for the OHL, OHL is a little bit more free or overall over there. It's not like one specific team in OHL. You can name about 3-4 of them, and you can get that one. Yeah, as the Penguins, they've been really Jerry. Okay. This was my question, but let's see. And last 20 years only, how many 18 years old have 10 points in 39 games with 3 fight like Sakoski did this year? And not many have fans need to give Sakoski a break. Sakaski. Did he fight? Best 18 years old NHL scorer. So to give you an answer, Sakaski guys, um, Sakaski guys at 10 game, 10.29 game, is 109 in NHL overall. I'll give you an example. Ken Clancy at 10.24 game. Aaron Terringer have 10.19 game. Milt Schmidt have 10.26 game. Radel Bonk, 11.42 game. Murray Craven, 11.31 game. Oleg Tavosky, 12.36 game. Ross Cotnall, 18 years old, 12.14 game. And I can go like that, guys. I just want to give you this, Mr. Pierre Martin, about that. Again, Sakiski could become a solid player in NHL. The time will tell us. I believe he's going to be good overall. Final score, guys, Blackhawks 5, the Pittsburgh 2. Unbelievable about that one. The Hurricane win, the Flyers win, the Devils win tonight. But the biggest surprise now, the Minnesota cut the lead 2-1. No recent player for Luc Laverson. Coach, we won't have to worry about this when they getting better at the draft. It will add our 3+. I'm sorry about that one there. More like the coach. Thanks so much for all the like we got tonight. Go. Hopefully, Golden Eagles are searching for a goaltender. Possible about this one. Leave Sarkis alone. Jaka is getting angry. Gary, about that. Not elite, at least not yet. Hughes Robinson, not elite, at least not yet. Go ask Dan Coach. 2-jet now. Coach will just score in the third period. Watching on the ASN. Awesome. Go, guys, go. Blackbird is there for something else. Chuck Hughes broke Devils' record for the most points in one season. Tonight, Jose Laham confirmed about that. Larry, look, did you read that? Jack Hughes broke the Devils' record for the most points in one season. They got Kovacic, they got Patrick Elias over there. They have a lot of great players play for them. So look, take a note about that one. I've said many years, scrap the salary cap, make best team win. About that, gotta love Nick. His team win, they get mad. His team boss is match a while. About this, Stu is in the house. Chicago, welcome back in the house. Congratulations. That cannot happen. Can still win the lottery. And watching the Leaf game, Buffalo, missing time. There we go. Got the people talk each other. Look at Boston. If you don't see the Coyotes eating up, sorry, let's go. François Pitt, Primo in the net tomorrow. Visit the Islanders is a must. And our first line should be Pesada, Evan, Belzil, François Pitt. My first line, Belzil cannot play anymore. About that. If Bedell goes to the HABS, some people would want to trade him for his lack of opportunity after 1 year. I wouldn't be surprised, Gary, to hear that, but I don't think so. All right, Andy Koivula is in the house. Welcome back. Boston will be a chance to win the first round pick in the Trashable. For to Chicago, still a chance to Penguins. Playoff here we come. Congratulations, Rock Team T, the Florida Panthers guy, make the playoff. Congratulations for them. Link and sorry. 5-2 Chicago. Game is over. Sakoski have 3 fights, I believe. Pierre Martin. Can go in but one Ben. If that elite, we have Victor overall. I don't consider him a super elite, but he could become an elite player in NHL, Gary. At that moment, did not show me a super elite right now. Baxter, who do you got a better chance to making the playoff this year, Pittsburgh or New York? Before tonight, I would say to you Pittsburgh, but now the Islanders are laughing right now because now with that loss of the Pittsburgh Penguins tonight, this chance completely everything. Pittsburgh are now 90 points and Pittsburgh 81 points. So if tomorrow night the Islanders beat the Montreal Canadiens, they are in the playoff. Now the Florida Panthers guys are done. They are to make the playoff at Pittsburgh. The only way they can do is to win the last game and the Islanders lost against Montreal Canadiens. Can the Montreal Canadiens play the troublemaker? I'm not sure about that one over there. Joe Thornton 7.55 game. One thing bothering me now is I'm on the call. You touch someone on the hand with a stick is a penalty. Too soft. Now the league. Yeah, this was something really not appropriate all the time, but it was called available. It's called to repeat everything. It play bring that best game again. You, Steve G, well said. More injury today. Back in that the day player was sent going up the next night. It played the monster. Merci coach still was still a boy last October. His passion for hockey is still absent. Aisha. Pierre Martin, I love Sakoski. It was my pick last year. I still believe it was the right pick. Now, it's how he's going to develop. Pierre, I don't know. He had the potential to become another Rantanen in NHL, in my opinion. But he can become only a guy can play the second line or the third line. Otherwise, I don't see anything else. But Pierre, I have confidence. The Montreal Canadiens are continuous that way there. The guys, the Edmonton hit everything right now. That's unbelievable. If you have a chance to watching this game, it's a both side Kane behind with B-Ram right there. You have Tressadol. This guy is a playoff. Is going to now Kane right now with B-Ram. Unbelievable to see that. Donald Nurse is on the ice, by the way. Timo Meyer. Kent Millers be a super elite coach. I don't know. Do we have super elite coach in the NHL? Yeah, we're going to talk about Martin Saint-Louis next weekend about his performance, how he's doing well for the Montreal Canadiens. About that, about Junior League and the story, I really don't know what to say about that. Let's have a look at the East Wildcard situation now. Coach, each team has one game left. Yeah, we'll just go through that one over there. Coach, will you trade Suzuki and Caulfield for aiding Adam Fantilli? No. Why not? Because I don't see Fantilli the same level like Connor Bedard, in my opinion. But I would not do that. And again, the only one I would do is maybe Connor Bedard for both of them. And I will taking a long time before I do it, Jimmy. But that would be the only thing about that. Who played with? We played with. As just mentioned, the league is too young, not drugs. Young, sorry, no problem. Look, we got it. Islander won't be laughing if they lose to the Ab tomorrow. Want to do it like one. Thanks so much for all the like we got tonight. Panther is Islanders wild card. Steve G. Look like at that moment, guys, the Panthers play against the Carolina. Right? I think if you are the Panthers, guys, they could. If I have the Carolina Panthers, I go with the Panthers. What do you think? Boston is going to play against the Islanders. It will be easy for them. Thanks so much for like. And after I have all the tiebreaker. Because yes, they have. We need a Sakashi too for his size. You're absolutely right about this one over there. Bring back that red line. Look for and the coach was back in the old days. Of course, if you blossom into great, but if Sarkozy end up a solid second line power for MIP, great point, François. That would be the key for me for them. Elvis in the building. We better not win. Visit Islanders. Sam P. I agree with you. I thought you were there. Here, Danny calls was shut up. Elvis is dead. Look for son. I think so. He is. Yeah, absolutely, right, Gary. I agree with you about that one over there for sure. Hurricane don't want to finish second. They will defeat Florida. Does Florida have the tiebreaker? Yes. The Florida Panthers guys are 42 W, Islanders 41, and the Pittsburgh are 40. So if you think about this, that would give number the point equal Pittsburgh and Florida Panthers guys are going to be 42, and the Florida pass the Pittsburgh Penguins. The only team Pittsburgh can pass right now is they won the last game. The Islanders lost against Montreal Canadiens. Now the Islanders can win again, and Florida lost. The Islanders go the round. They go to in front of Florida Panthers. So Florida Panthers going to play against Carolina Hurricane. If Florida Panthers guy lost against Carolina, they play Boston. If they beat the Carolina Hurricanes, they're going to play Carolina. Cats got the X if they can get a playoff spot. Good job, Toronto, beating the bandwagon, the Lightning tonight. Great job, Toronto. Get that. A great game, Panelander. A great hair. Luciano. Thanks so much about RJ. Hurricane don't want to finish. And great conversation we got there just for the fun. Imagine bringing back the red line. MLS still have some move. It would be great to see him back out on the ice, a player coach for a chance next game. I'm still hoping we will take a chance with Marcel and the fifth round, Francois. I have no problem with that part over there. Go New York Islanders. I want the 8th seed. You want Florida play Boston. Interesting. Good first period. Oilers. So Florida is in for sure, regardless. You're absolutely not up. 8 are going to roll in Pittsburgh. The 8 are going to roll in Pittsburgh. Gary, absolutely Ben or finish. You know what, guys? I understand that, but everything could happen. This is a year right now. We're always thinking that team going to beat and they lose. Who said Chicago is going to beat Winnipeg and the Pittsburgh Penguins in 10 days? Imagine Montreal. I wouldn't be surprised Montreal win tomorrow night against the Islanders. And now the Islanders are stuck there. And then the next day, Pittsburgh beat the Columbus. And now the Islanders are out. Unbelievable. Elvis was, here we go. My problem with your trade coach is better. 17 years old. Caulfield is even 20, and 3 years one. We must make the playoff. Caulfield, Suki will still be young, but not too young. Better have the grits that the playoff don't count them out, Gary. About that. The only thing I would say, Pierre Martin, in 3 years, Montreal maybe make the playoff, but whatever they have, better or not, they are better. It's not going to helping them anyway, like Zuski Caulfield. Really, where it counts is the next 5 years. And that 5 years, better will be 23 years old. That would be where I believe it will be. Again, it's just a choice. It really is Pittsburgh big time. Now it's time to rebuild Francois Pitt for thinking. Adam Berger is in the house. Wait, Montreal will win that game. Take it to the bank. Too much at risk for Montreal. I know enough that. I agree. Look, the move they did. I just said, imagine if they win tonight. Imagine if they win tomorrow. That would be crazy about that one there. Golden Knight at 1-1 tonight. Imagine having a great year, coach. Your first goal of the game tonight. Yes, he have 15 goals. Great pick for the Vegas. I think he's coming from the Toronto Maple Leafs. If I can recall it. I try to go now to Minnesota game, guys. now we have something happened between Winnipeg and the Winnipeg Jet, and the Eller got hit again by Hartman. Will be the call on that one. We'll see. We have this call. 2 minutes for interference, 2 minutes for roughing. 2 minutes for roughing. Power play for the Winnipeg Jets. Anyhow, guys, so let's talk HABS tonight. The conversation, guys, tonight, it was supposed to be the Untouchables. Nicolas Eller, never saw him on that one over there. By the way, Kaprizov is back in the lineup tonight. Who is going to put the puck in the net for the HABS tomorrow, Gary? Tisdale. Nobody talk about Leo Carlson, but he would be a great pick. Huge, talented center. Yeah, he can play both sides. Francois is a great to mention him. He's a big 6'3". Really shifty, great hands. Skate, great, not amazing, but really shifty. He play winger, like I said. He can play center. It reminds me a lot, guys. You want to compare, he going to become better, but Kirby Dak, same size. That's what is Leo Carlson about this. Not that, prepare it. Pesada, Gary. And a tap. Coach, for me, the only true untouchable is UP about that one. So, who are the untouchable guys for the Montreal Canadiens? If you don't mind to mention this, we thank all the like we got tonight. Who are they? Who do you think are the players for the Montreal Canadiens are untouchable? Is it Nick Suzuki, Cole Caulfield, Gaydon Cooley, Mailloux, Hudson, Roy, Kirby Dach? I don't know. We have maybe some later. Mike Madison, example. Justin Barron. Jekai. I don't know. Share to me. Put me. This is going to be the end of the show with that one over there. Again, thanks so much. The update, RJ. Seattle score Luciano. I was thinking the same thing in Rabinov. About that one there. Luciano, those Kraken are amazing. Nobody on the team is untouchable. Call for Claude Richard. Look out for the Kraken, Luciano, Graziano. Would be shocked if they trade Suzuki after they gave him the contract and kept it. Yeah, absolutely. Some Pierre, great. A lot of small guys in this year draft. You're right about this, look. About that, absolutely right, look, about this, was said. Montreal has a great core with Suzuki, Caulfield, Dach, Jacky, Sokoski, Cooley. Just need to build around them, Steve G. Well said about that one over there. Untouchable for an attack. Cooley, Hudson, Dach, Caulfield, Jacky. Interesting. Cooley, Caulfield, Hudson for François Pitre. I think Montreal has a bit Pittsburgh year back, sir. Nobody talk about the Suzuki on your untouchable. Yannick Gourde for Seattle Kraken. I think Montreal has a bit. I try to get that. Guys, going to complete very soon. Seattle Kraken 1-1. Too early to send Nate more time on that. The players are too young, Gary. Suzuki, Caulfield, Dach, and Cooley. If we are thinking we got a score, maybe Sakasi, but not to me yet. Well said, Nicholas. I feel the same way, guys. Suzuki, Caulfield, Dach. I would say to you, I would be wait for Sakasi. I would wait for Mailloux, and I would wait for Hudson. I think for the next three prospect players, all three I just mentioned to you, all the player, I would be careful to trade them as close to the untouchable as is Kofilski and Kohli for and Rabinov. Yeah, you're absolutely right about this. And Rabinov, I agree with you for those three players for that. I hope the app have a lot of patience with Sarkozy. I hope so, indeed. I think it's a project of 3 or 4 years. Can he become a Kako? I don't know. Can he become Jack Hughes? I don't know. Suzuki is not untouchable for me, but you would have to give the moon for him. Luciano said the Blue Jays won 9-3 to opening season at home. It looked like for the Blue Jays. I follow my baseball very well. 0-0 the Ducks versus the Canucks, guys. The Winnipeg Jets score, guys, 3-1. Wow. The Jets score, guys, 3-1. Mason Appleton. Wow. The Winnipeg Jet guys are going to be on the playoff. So possible all the race will be done tonight, almost done tonight. Thanks so much, RJ, for that one over there. For this, yes, Jets for Luciano. How about that? Go Jet, go. I see Galaxy as a potential backup. Ooh. No. And Rabinov, I joke with you right now. Barkov is a center. Barkov, guys, is an elegant skater. Wesakowski is not. Barkov is shifty. Barkov is just go around. Not the same categories. Now, if you want to talk about the players, I would say to you and Rabinov for Sakowski, in my opinion, is really Ratanen for the Colorado Avalanche. Ratanen, guys, we don't give enough credit. I think he's underrated in NHL. He played behind McCarr and McKinnon. He's tough. He protects the puck very well. He's not easy players to move around. So for me, guys, I will go with that. Ren Reeves right now. Some kind of push, a lot of push around tonight in NHL. But I hope you understand and Rabinov what I try to explain to you about that. Too many players to name them all. The team at the moment, we have to develop the potential of them all. So my two last Jet Winnipeg made the playoff. And I thought nobody talk about mine, the New Jersey Devils guys in October and November. Everybody laugh at me. And maybe it was the end of October. I said the New Jersey Devils are going to make the playoff. By the way. And I thought your Jet are in for Pierre Martin. I think that Montreal would leave have made a payoff if they never have to New Jersey. No. Baxter, in my opinion, I could be wrong here, but I will say to you something, Baxter. The development, the culture, it will be improvement. They will be improved more because you have the player would be developed more game. You know, Sakowski 39 game, Caulfield 50, and Kohli 50, and many of them have Jacky 50. They would have more game and they would be better. The season will be more overall better. I think the chemistry will be better too. So, but to make the playoff, not with what they have. Would you make a payout if made a payout if they have no injury? Yes. Okay, I read playoff. I apologize, Baxter. You absolutely right. I hope we don't call him Flapskoski in 2 years. Good one. Your Canadians win tonight. The Allenberger will make the playoff and spoil the Bruins. François Pitt. Talking about the fantasy hockey, guys, you can join the bracket, the Ab Nation. Set And after say it does not work, I try it. It was working. Pessoa Untouchable for Pierre Martin. Backup never won anything, by the way. No. But is it a super elite plus or not? For the Florida Panthers, Thursday, New Jersey Devils, Washington Capitals. Some people will retire with Jersey right away. Sakoski is underrated as a skater. He needs to develop his instinct and grow his confidence. I agree with you about his instinct and grow his confidence, but his skating is not the same way like Barkov. You don't have that kind of stride. Sakoski is more like a runner as a skater, just a marathon runner. He's not have a long stride. It's just chop, 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 and but he can skate a short term. But it's not his best thing as a talent. Who has your untouchable coach? For me, I have to go with Kirby Dack right now, Cole Caulfield, Caden Cooley are 1, 2, and 3. My opinion. That's the only 3 players I would not touch if I was a Montreal Canadian. Yes, you can add Sakoski, you can add Suzuki, but I would put them in the same categories. I will wait for me Hudson and Mailloux behind that white boat. I don't say you cannot trade them. I will want to develop them and to see what they look like before that. That would be but untouchable. Like really, I don't want to trade them. It would be Cole Caulfield, could be Kirby Doc, and Caden Cooley. That stabilize guys you position of the scorer, 40 goals per game. You get your big center 6'4", and then you get your top pairing defenseman Caden Cooley. So for me, they are the 3 point right there for the Montreal Canadiens club. Thanks for the question. I would have 4 strong line, I have 1 super elite line, a 3 soul line. Gary. But again, which team have no super elite players, Gary? Right? Which team have no super elite player and they make the playoff right now? All right, let's go there. All right, you want to see that, Gary? Carolina, they have a super elite plus or not? That's maybe the only team close at what you're talking about, Carolina. Some of them going to see Sebastian Aho as a super elite plus, but otherwise, that's the closest one. Now, the New Jersey, Jack Hughes, the New York Rangers, Chesterkin, Boston, Pasternak, Toronto, Matthews, Tampa Bay, Kucherov, Vasilevsky. Now, this is the top of the name. Now, you're going to say, oh, the Florida Islanders. Well, but now we talk about the other part of the bottom of the wild card, right? So it's understanding about that one over there. You want to go in the conference, Colorado, McDavid, McKinnon, Rantanen, McCarr. Dallas, there's the only team. But again, Robinson, I think he's going to become that kind of player. Minnesota, Kaprizov. Vegas, Jack Eichel. Edmonton, McDavid, Rosado. Los Angeles Kings, I think Kopitar, but now he's not the same age anymore. And the one I would say to you, very close, what you said, Gary, Seattle Kraken is one of them. But again, we go now on the next level. But you talk about guys, let's go to the top 12 in NHL, right? The 2 teams don't have any kind of player we talk about are Los Angeles Kings and the Carolina Hurricane, maybe. Any other team guy have a super franchise player on the team. I can go that way with there. Let's go where we go back, Nicholas. I will get there. Okay. Most hopes Sakoski developed into a solid top 6, but it would take time. Maybe it's plus a year or 2. Their potential, but really don't know. You're absolutely right, Nicholas. I don't think. Can he become a Kako? I'm not sure. I would beat Boston if Boston rests all their best players. The only motivation for Boston has to set a new record for win. You're absolutely right. Can I play on your bracket? Yes, Claude Richard, you have to go to Ab Nation. That's the only way. Do you think Quebec would get Quebec real world to have a team again. I don't think so. That will happen, Baxter, at that moment. I don't see this happen for that. I can feel Sorokin stealing the bronze and 7, François Pitt. I don't see that. For me, François, they don't have enough scorer to get there. So, qu'est-ce qu'il need 2 years à Laval? Look at person. I'm not sure 2 years, look, but I know that we're helping to get Lisa to go there. In fact, about the Pessada duel, if the question was asking by coach, who would be the starter next fall for the Habs? And I said Pessada could 20 points if get more ice time. About Pessada. Tomorrow night, the Laval Rocket holds the Marlin. This is the game of the year for them. How can you see the Jets going in the playoff this year? I don't see no one. Stop with the Spirit. There is only one look. Maybe a couple of run depending on who they play. And at top, Vegas versus Winnipeg, Colorado, Seattle, Edmonton, Kings, and Dallas Star, Minnesota. Pretty interesting, Steve G. Everyone is touchable. Evan Gretzky was straight, Luciano. Who the elite player on the Jet coach? Who is the elite player? So the Jets? You know, you have closest one I would say to you, Alibak, in my opinion, Dan. But still, about that, Untouchables, Danny. Please don't forget to hit the then because you are in Ottawa. There we go. That's the reason behind that. Here we go, guys. This concludes the show tonight. It's really, you never know. And I understand maybe people come here talking about the subject and then we change the direction. It turned around to be a great conversation. Again, everybody have their own opinion, and that's the good thing about that. I respect each one of you with your own opinion. That's make the beauty of this chat. I wish I had more people tonight, but we reached 28 likes. I don't know why we don't get a lot of likes tonight, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, a lot of people check out at the end of the year. They think hockey is only for the Montreal play. Anyhow, it is what it is. So this concludes, guys, another show at the Hockey Nation show tonight. Hopefully an amazing, great night, a sweet dream. But before we leave, we want to invite everybody, of course, one more thing is... you are awesome. You are amazing. You are the best. And remember, you have greatness inside of you. You have greatness inside of you. Thanks so much to join me tonight for another Ab Nation Live at Tonight Show. Tomorrow night, the guys will do the Montreal Canadiens versus the New York Canadiens, followed by the Boston Bruins Thursday night. That was conclude this year number 3 of the Hockey Nation Live Show. So thank you so much for watching me to be with me tonight. Don't forget, guys, to click on the like before you leave the building. And we thank all the moderators. And we thank all the people in the chat. Gary, I love great conversation. Luc, Zev, Lecam, many of you guys. This is the beauty of what we do here. We have a small family, but a great family at the end of the day. Until then, my friend, be well, be healthy. Find a way not only to donate today, but find a way to donate the first half of what? 2023. An amazing, great night, sweet dream, everybody. I can wait to see you tomorrow night at the warm-up show with Mr. Enough. We love you, people. oh, oh.